Moin Moin and welcome to Ralph's Photo Booth. 1 week ago I presented the new Fujifilm X-T1 and in between I worked a little bit with the camera, and some of my readers and viewers had some questions about the X-T1, and so I will answer the questions and give you a little bit detailed or more detailed overview of some special functions of the X-T1. One question which came up very often was the question about the video function of the X-T1. Yes, the X-T1 has a video function, and yes, we have an external microphone jack, so you can put a microphone, an external microphone to the X-T1. But let's be honest, you have no manual options to change the aperture during you take a video. You have no options for the shutter speed. When you're in manual focusing, you have no focus peaking and no manual focus assistance. So in my opinion, yes, you can make videos with the X-T1. The quality of the videos is really good. It's a real high quality, but you are limited in the options. I can show you some things I will show you. First of all, you have no video function which you can choose on a dial. On other cameras you have the different program modes, and with the program modes usually you have an option to go into the video mode where you can make the different video settings. The X-T1 doesn't have a video option on a dial, so if you want to start a video, just press the red button and the video starts. And I will show you, when you take a video, you see my eyes are almost in the picture. When I start a video now, I press the video button now, you see my eyes are out of the field, because the camera changes to 16:9 when it starts a video. So if you want to take a video and want to start with the real size, it's very important that you change the image size before you start a video. So if you go here from 2:3 to 16:9, then you have the precise size of the picture, and if I start a video now, you will see my eyes are exactly in the picture. I start the video and the eyes are still in the picture. So that's very important if you want to see before you start the video the exact size of the picture, or the very precise. Go to the 16:9 option before you start a video. And what I said before, when you're in the manual mode, you can go in the manual mode and you have different options here in the manual mode which you can choose from. Let's go to the menu where you can set up the different manual mode. Manual focus assist. Here we are in the manual focus assist. We have the peaking option, they have the digital split image and standard. So let's go to the focus peaking option. So if you go to the focus peaking option and you press the focus assist button, here you see we have the red outline and the picture is sharp. You see that's the focus peaking function, so you can adjust the focus very precise in the manual mode. But if you go to the video mode, I just start a video now, you will see there's no focus peaking. So you have no chance to work with the focus peaking. You have only the chance to view to the viewfinder or to watch the picture on the display here. There's no function. You can press as often as you want. The focus assist, there's no focus assist. The only thing is here you have the meter scale down there, or the feet scale down there. So if you change here, you see the blue area goes up and down when you change the focus and manual focus. And so in my opinion, if you want to make a lot of movies, if you are not only in photography but also in videos and want to take like 20 or 30% also videos, I think the X-T1 is not the best choice for this. Because there are not so many options which comes with the X-T1 in the video mode. The viewfinder, I said it before in my first video, the viewfinder is real excellent, high resolution, and I like this one very much. In my opinion, it comes very, very close to an optical viewfinder. It's not an optical, but it has the advantages of an electronic viewfinder. You will see everything, you will see the ISO setting, you will see the picture size, everything you will see in the viewfinder. So in my opinion, it's a real good choice to get an electronic viewfinder of this quality. To change between the different modes, you have the button here on the side, the view mode button. So if you press it once, you change to the electronical viewfinder. Here we are in the electronical viewfinder. Press it twice, you are in the LCD only, and press it again, you are in the eye sensor. And so if you move the camera to your eye, the camera changes from the LCD screen directly to the electronic viewfinder. Okay, so here we are to change, and I go back to LCD only. Next point is the different picture, the speed settings. You have the dial here on top of the camera, which I showed you also in my first video. You can change between the bracketing function, continuous high, continuous low, single, double picture, advanced, and the panorama mode. And if you want to use the bracketing mode, it's very important that you set up the bracketing mode you want. So you have to go to the menu, press the menu button, and here in the menu you have as the first point in the menu, so let's go back to shooting menu 1, to the top point. Here we have the bracketing advanced setting, and here you can say which bracketing function you want. You make the selection. Here you have different points: AE bracketing, ISO bracketing, film simulation bracketing, dynamic range bracketing, and white balance bracketing. And if you want the AE bracketing, auto exposure bracketing, then you can make the choice which f-stops you want. 1/3, 2/3, or full f-stop setting. And if you go to a full stop setting, you are here, and that's it. And now when you make the choice here, bracketing, you see here on the screen you have the bracketing symbol, and now when I press the button, you see the camera will make 3 pictures. 1, 2, 3, and these are the 3 pictures for the bracketing function. Exactly the same is if you want to use the advanced setting. You go here to the advanced setting, and if you want to change the setting, you have to go to the menu, bracketing advanced setting, and then you go down to the advanced filter selection, and here you have the different choices to select. So high key, and you see we have the high key filter. Go back to the normal setting, just turn the dial to S or the continuous modes, and you're back in the normal setting. So this is very important to know, because on the X-E1 and the other X cameras, you have at this side, you have 4 buttons where you can make up the setting for the different drive modes and the advanced filter setting. And so this is a little change to the other cameras. And by the way, in the video mode, you cannot use the advanced filters. The advanced filters, if you're in the advanced filters, the camera goes down to the normal setting, so it overrides the filter. You can use the different film simulations. You can take a movie in black and white or in Velvia mode, so the different film simulations you can use in the video mode. So the next point on the menu is the ISO auto setting, and in the ISO auto setting you can set the default sensitivity, you can set the maximum sensitivity, and you can set the minimum shutter speed. What means minimum shutter speed? So let's give an example. You go out and the sun is very bright, the minimum ISO sensitivity is 200, you take pictures and the shutter speed is 1/500 or 1,000 seconds, everything is fine. Clouds come over the sun, it gets darker, and the shutter speed goes under 1/200 of a second. That's the value here. And then the X-T1 goes one step in the sensitivity up to 400. And the X-T1 makes this as long as you reach the maximum sensitivity. When you reach the maximum sensitivity, then the minimum shutter speed eventually go under the value you have set here, because you will get a picture even if it's darker. The sensitivity stays at the maximum value, but the shutter speed may go down under the value you have set here in the menu. So that's the point for the auto ISO setting. Image size, dynamic, film simulation. New point is the interval timer shooting. You have the interval timer here. You can set from 24 hours down to 1 second, and you can set up the number of times. And if you press the OK button here, you can start the waiting time. So if maybe you want to take pictures of the sunrise in the morning, 6 o'clock the sun goes up, and then you can make an interval shooting starting at 5 o'clock, just before the sun comes up, and you can set up like 30 seconds each time you make a picture, up to 300 pictures. One thing I should mention, the camera doesn't make a movie out of the single pictures. So there's no option that you say, okay, these are the interval pictures and please make a movie out of these interval pictures. You have to do this in the post-production. It's not possible that the X-T1 makes a movie directly out of the interval pictures. I haven't found an option. Maybe there is one, but I haven't found this one. I tried a lot, but I didn't find one. So I hope I'm right. Usually I am right, but sometimes not. So yes, so this is the interval timer. White balance, color, sharpness, these are no important points. One point I think one point is interesting, is the point shoot without lens. There are lots of photographers who use old lenses on their Fuji cameras with an adapter, and sometimes it happens that when you use an adapter, the camera doesn't recognize that there is a lens on the camera, and so it won't release. So that's very important if you have this problem, that you go to the menu and set shoot without lens to on, and if you set this to on, you see here we are. Even if there is no lens on the camera, you can shoot a picture, and that's fine. When you work in when you work with old lenses, you have to set up the focus and the aperture by yourself at the lens. So there's no option to transmit the aperture to the old lens. Next point, MF Assistant. I showed you before, we have the 3 options of the MF Assistant. These are the options: standard, digital, split image, and focus peak highlight in different colors. You have to press the focus assist button to make the magnification, and here we are, and then you can set the focus real nice on the point. Hope so, you can do so. Just a second, you have to set it on M. Now we are on M, and here again, just press the assist button, and then we have the focus peaking here. That's real nice function, and yeah, it works real fine, but as I said before, it won't work in the video mode. And you have the option between two magnifying sizes. Just by turning the dial here on top of the camera, you have the different sizes of the magnification. Yes, what else do we have? One real interesting point is the, just give me a second, where it is the point, the priority for shooting. Just a second, where we are, here we are, because you can set the priority when the camera take a picture, if it's set to sharpness or here release focus priority. You have to go to the autofocus setting, that's the second in the first shooting menu, and then in the autofocus setting you have the release focus priority. Release focus priority. If you're using release focus priority, you can set it in autofocus single and in autofocus continuous. And you can choose from release or focus. What does it mean? You take a picture and you can choose if you want to take a picture when the autofocus is on the point, or if you take a picture when you press the shutter release and the focus may not be on the point. So that's very important to know the difference, because in my opinion, if you go in the single mode, I always would prefer the option focus, because when I work in focus, I want a crystal clear, sharp picture, and that's the reason why I use here focus. And when I'm in the continuous mode, I use release, because in the continuous mode it sometimes happens that my dog runs towards me, or something else comes towards me, and I want to get the picture even if the camera didn't get it sharp and out of focus. So for me, better I set it on release, because I get the picture even if it's not crystal sharp, but I get the picture. In autofocus single, I want it crystal sharp, and that's the reason why I set here on focus. So that's a very important or interesting point in the menu. So we have shooting without lens, MF assistance did we have, movie setup. Just give you a look in the movie setup. I showed it in my first video, but here again you have the movie mode, microphone level adjustment, microphone remote release, and here you have the different settings, 60 frames per second, full HD mode, and that's the highest resolution you can get. You know, there are two different kinds of lenses in the Fuji lens range. We have the XF lenses. These are the high quality lenses here, XF lenses. And also we have the XC lenses. These are the lenses which come with the XM1, XA1, and the XC lenses, here you see on the front, XC. The XC lenses doesn't have a ring to set the aperture. You only have the zoom ring and you have the focus ring, and therefore in the menu of the X-T1 you have the last point of the setting. Just go a little bit faster here down. You have the setting, aperture setting, on the dials of the camera, and if you press here auto and manual, I show you what happens. You turn the dial and you see, oops, it's the front dial, sorry. You turn the dial and you see I can change the aperture, and when I reach aperture 22 and make a next step, then I'm in the automatic mode, go back, and then I'm in 22 and can go down to 3.5, the maximum of the XC lenses. So you can use the XC lenses, but you have no ring to change the aperture. You have to go here in the in the mode to change it by the dial on the back side. Or on the front side, which one you want, you can set also in the menu. Here we have the different settings in the menu where you can set, I'm not quite sure where it is, but where you can, here we have command dial setting, and here you can change between the front dial and the back dial for f-stop and shutter speed, so you can change it versa-wise. It's no problem at all. One question I've got is, do I have the silent mode? Yes, we have the silent mode. We have the silent mode here in the menu. But one thing, we don't have the shortcut by pressing the display back button a long time. Here is the silent mode in the setup menu. You can set the silent mode to on, and so the camera is absolutely quiet, no autofocus light. The only noise you will hear is the noise from the shutter. The camera doesn't have an electronic shutter. You have the mechanical shutter, but the noise is real low. So if you use the XF lens here on the camera, I will give you an idea what the sound of the shutter is. You hear it's not really loud, the shutter, yeah. But there's no shortcut with the display back button. I don't know why, because when you press the display back button a little bit longer, you get in the function setting menu, and the display back button isn't a function button. You can, for every of the 6 function buttons, one on the front side, this one here is on the front side, one on the top of the camera, and the 4 buttons here are function buttons. When you press one of these buttons a little bit longer, you can make the setting for the button. You see, I press the button, you have the FN button setting here, and you can change the FN button setting. I don't know why Fuji didn't make the display back button to change between the quiet mode on off. I don't know, so you have to go to the menu if you want to change the silent mode, and if you want to change it from on to off. In the setup menu there are no more points which I didn't mention in the first. We have the function settings, that's what I said before, and here we have the 6 different function buttons of the camera which you can individualize by yourself. Talking about the autofocus modes, as I said before, we have the manual mode here, and we have the continuous and the single mode. And if you're in this modes, you can go to the quick menu and change the different AF modes. We have 2 different AF modes. We have the full field autofocus mode, where the camera chooses automatically the autofocus point, and you have the setting where you can choose the autofocus point individually. I made the setting on the front button, so when I press the front button, you get the green square here on the screen, and then you can change the size of this just by turning the back dial, and you can move it to one of the, I think it's 49 positions on the screen, so you can set up the autofocus point individually. What you don't have is the focus where you can follow the follow focus, or I just can't remember the name now, how it is in English. You have, at the Xe2, you have 3 different autofocus modes. You have the 2 options here, and you have this follow-up mode. This one is not in the X-T1. You have only these 2 autofocus modes in the X-T1. Yeah, I showed you before the quick menu again. It's always the same with the Fuji cameras. I like the quick menu very much. It's easy, you can work very easy. Here the camera says set, so if you turn the dial, you can make the different settings between the options in the quick menu. What else do we have, or what else is important? I said it in my first video, but again, you have the different shutter speeds here on top of the camera, and if you go to one of the shutter speeds, like 1/4000th of a second, the camera says you can change it also by just turning the dial, and that's what I will do now. I turn the dial, and you see you can go to 3000s, 2000s, 500s, and so on. So you have steps in between the values you have here on top of the camera. Let's go to a 500, and you see if I go to a 500 and turn the dial here on the camera, 640, 800, and down to 320. So that's the option to make it a little bit more specific than on the dial here on top of the camera. One point I get a lot of question is to the autofocus speed. The question is, it is faster than the X-E2. I think it's a little bit faster, but let's be honest, I don't have an X-E2 to compare it directly. I just take a lot of pictures, and for point and shoot, street photography and everything else like this, the X-T1 is really fast. If you go to the autofocus continuous and you want to take pictures of like a running dog, a running child, fast driving cars or stuff like that, yes, the autofocus is good. But in my opinion, if you want to make the next step to sport photography, football, soccer, motorsport or stuff like this, the X-T1 is not the best camera for sport. There's another reason, because you have only focal length up to 200 millimeter. That's full frame format compared to the full frame format 300 millimeter. And if you take sport pictures, you know, you should have also 400, 500 millimeter focal length. And Fuji doesn't offer by now lenses with this focal length. So in my opinion, if your focus is on sport, the X-T1 is not the best choice. For people who want to take portrait, landscape, still, point and shoot, street photography, for all these kinds of photography, family and so on, for all these kinds of photography, the X-T1 is really a perfect camera. You can go up with the ISO setting up to 3200 or 6400, and you get real good picture quality with low noise. And so for all kinds of this, the X-T1 is a real good choice. But if your focus is on sport, I would suggest that you take a fast DSLR with lenses up to 400, 500, 600 millimeter focal length, talking full frame. Yeah, so this is my opinion to the autofocus speed. It's fast, but for sport I would suggest to take another camera because you won't have the focal lengths and you won't have the absolute maximum speed you need for sport. I don't know if I mentioned it in my first video, but the body of the X-T1 is dust and splash waterproofed, but not the lenses. By now we only have normal lenses, but in 2014, so in this year, Fuji will bring out 3 new lenses, and they are all waterproofed. I'm not quite sure, but I think they have the 2 letters WB or WP. I'm not quite sure, but there are 3 new lenses which should come out this year, and they are also dust and waterproofed, so they fit perfect to the X-T1. But by now, please be a little bit careful if you go out and it's raining. Lenses are not waterproofed like the body is. Yeah, so I think these are the most important things. I hope I answered the most questions, or most of the questions I get from my readers and viewers, and I hope it helped you a little bit more to understand the options of the X-T1. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you should know everything about the camera by now. If you like the video, give me a like there, subscribe my YouTube channel, and yeah, come back again in the next days. We will have some more videos for new cameras, hope so, I will get them. And yeah, thank you for watching me on my YouTube channel. Come back, have fun, take some nice pictures, and till now I say, as always, moin moin.